what, about a week, less than a week until Thanksgiving. And just before that, I feel like all the news that comes out the week before Thanksgiving is like what you talk about Thanksgiving, right? I saw the video of the pregnant woman she was trying to protect her babies outside that school, and they did leave the babies alone. So she was like a mama bear. She protected her babies, but they didn't show her any mercy because she was protecting her baby's head. I guess it was two. Somebody said it was two children, but I just really saw the one up against them. Maybe it was two. Plus the one in her belly. Oh, God. It's just not what I expected to see. Like, now I do remember growing up and going to a school that was probably like that. That would have, like, when I tell you they was fighting the principal, like, they was fighting everybody was fighting, the whole school had to fight. Like, you had to fight. There was lots of fighting. And, you would hear, I didn't really see, but I would hear about, like, oh, they got the security guard, Oh, they got the principal or the assistant principal, That's crazy. So, back in my day, I do remember hearing people saying, well, they can go get their parent. They can go get their mama. But usually, when they said that in my day, back when I was growing up, had to ride the school bus and being crazy ghetto surroundings like that, which you wouldn't even think it would be. It wasn't even in the official ghetto. Okay, it was like county. It was like you thought you was getting away from the bad parts of town, but you really wasn't. You really went worse. At least they would be like, I'm gonna get my mom to fight your mama. Now they're just like, oh, I got you. Don't care if you're expecting. That's crazy. That is so sad. That was so disheartening to see. The filming was bad that it was filmed, but also good that recognition was brought to it. Good that they're gonna get some money from it, because they should. And this is the type of stuff that happen. And when you have children, hey Paige, when you have children, you would pray that your children would never be involved in such a thing. But at the same time, you know what you instilled in your children. And some people, I've seen it myself, I worked in elementary schools, they tell their children to fight. They don't care who it is, and da 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 da. And when you tell your children stuff like that, I think then they will do stuff like what we saw in the video. When you tell your children to respect people and have regard for human life and like play by some type of rules. I mean, they didn't care she was a woman. They didn't care she was protecting her babies. They didn't care that she had a baby in her stomach. Like, they did not care at all. That's the most horrible thing about it. That's the ugly side of schools, That's why some people choose to homeschool. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. And then the other crazy thing is, like, it be, when children are that young, they fight over stuff like, they looked at me, they said something to me, I just don't like them. They don't dress well. They're too smart. And I know, okay, because I had many a fight in settings like that. Many a jumps, many a, like, they might not like me, my sister, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even have to be you. Like, I remember getting into fights because of who my siblings were, like my siblings. Oh, this person tried to talk to this person's boyfriend, girlfriend. Their boyfriend tried to talk to my sister or me, or And it's just like, that really didn't have nothing to do with me. It's like, oh, why must I fight now? Okay. But what you do is you protect yourself, and that's what that lady was doing in that video. That was crazy. That was crazy. I think that's part of the ugly side of like being in a school around children whose brains are not developed and who know just enough to know that they won't receive any like particular kind of consequences for whatever's going on. They know they're too young to go to jail. Could they go to juvenile detention? Sure, maybe. Maybe. Should they for something so heinous as that? I think so. But yeah, I just wanted to come to y'all and get my thoughts on that. That's one of the things that I know a lot of people are going to be talking about. So I wanted to get my 2 cents on it. And hope that y'all don't ever be in any type of situation like that, nor your children. Hope your children make good decisions. And if y'all can find the GoFundMe for the lady and her children, like for them, it would be best for them to get in a whole new environment. Like they need it. Like at that point, if everybody's fighting you and your child like that, you need to move. I know that you look like you're about to literally get burned. I can't even imagine what the baby going through. Hopefully the baby comes out healthy. I'm sure a lot of us are gonna be looking to see what happened with the baby, because babies do experience what their mothers go through, and they gon' hopefully not have any side effects from it, but you don't know, right? You don't know. I just, y'all know I work at a school, so all things school related, I have intimate knowledge of, and it was just disheartening. And to find out that it happened, like outside of a school. Well, anyway, they consider, like where the bus stop is, it looked like they were just getting off the bus, and anything that's like right where the bus stop is at, they consider that like school property. So it could be like, 10 miles away or however many miles away from the school, and they're still going to consider that school property. Why? Because the bus stop was right there. But I hope that everybody involved gets help, because even for those children to be delivering any type of street justice like in that manner, is that street justice? Like, I can't see anybody doing something that bad at school, on a bus or whatever, to where their pregnant parent comes around and you lay hands on them. People just have no respect for women, children, babies, and that's sad. And for everybody that said, hey, the parents need to be charged, I mean, you probably could imagine that that's one of those parents that told their children, I don't care who it is, I mean, I would, like, for me, I have a 10-year-old. I'm teaching him about not putting hands on women, girls, adults, parents, things like that. I don't think they had those conversations. That sounds like more of the conversations of, that sounds like more of the conversations of, if, I don't know, just fight for no reason, you know? Like, why are you fighting? How did we get to this point? Some of y'all in the chat like, what? Y'all didn't hear about that story? Y'all need to go check that out. Oh, okay, baby. We're gonna stop there. Yeah, well, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. We're gonna make a pit stop. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all take care.